Stan, here we are. Take 2 on this video, unfortunately. Such as my technical advancements, technological. See that? The Chirbury certificate. I remember that, don't you, from before? I'm going to tell you the story again. Now, bear in mind, I've already been through this once, but we had technical issues, mainly because I'm an idiot. I was going to pause it. Oh, you never guess who phoned me today? The clock man. He went, hello, is that still on at Stan? I went, no, you have to measure the clock case. I'll have it ready this week. I thought, well, we'll wait and see. Hopefully, that'll be another nice addition to the collection. So, appropriate drinking tunic for this weekend. Obviously, I was never an officer in the Royal Engineers. I haven't earned these World War II medals. I'm just in my little museum. I'm trying to impersonate anybody before anyone gets excited. The Remembrance Day, 11 o'clock, wasn't recognised in my workplace yesterday, which is a good thing. And tomorrow, me and Mrs. Stan will either go to the memorial or watch it on the TV. My wife likes to watch it on the telly. She's not into this, obviously, this sort of thing, history, but she likes to watch it on the television because it's explained to her. Whereas when we've been, well, not necessarily we've been at the memorial, we go anywhere and she asks me a question, she hates it because I give her an avalanche of history. So at least she can press the mute button on the BBC. She can't press the mute button on me. Anyway, serious time. So regular viewers may know or may not know about the Chirbury certificate. So I'll tell you the story. So about eight months ago, something along them lines, I was just floating out on eBay and I saw a certificate for a soldier, and like appreciation certificate. I'm not sure if they do have a proper title. Appreciation certificate from the town. I know one of my regular contacts told me that he said that he'd never seen one for just a person. He'd seen them for regiments or groups of soldiers, but never for one person. So I don't know how rare it is. But what took my eye was the fact it looked like something out for church. You know, like the real old-fashioned writing. And so I got it for £8, £10 all up. And when I got it, what got me first, I thought, Chirbury, where's Chirbury? Never heard of it before. And I had a look online, obviously. And it's on the Welsh borders at Shropshire. Even today, there's only 340 people live there. And I thought, I know medals, collections move about. I mean, whose was this? You know, why isn't this in someone's personal family collection? Because not everybody is as interested as the types of person like me and the people that I'm involved with on YouTube. And some people aren't even interested at all. You know, it's that's that. It's such an individual item, and I thought, so I went on Facebook. Now, my wife's got Facebook, I haven't. That is relevant later on. And, hold that a bit. Well, that's better, isn't it? Yeah, right, yes, so, wife's got Facebook. So I joined the Chirbury village group, hoping to see if I could track down somebody to find out. I mean, you might have got someone say, you know, yeah, I knew that, I put it on, I sold it. I didn't want it anymore. The upshot of it was a woman got in contact with us and said she thinks she knows the daughter of Frederick Evan Davies, the soldier. And she got in touch with her, and the lady told her that her father's medals and the certificate was stolen. I think sometime in the 1960s or 70s, a long time ago. And I said, well, I'll be prepared to give them it back. You know, don't buy it. They don't have to buy it back. I was giving them it back because it's you know, that's not right at all, even if it had been worth more money. Unfortunately, I managed to break the glass. In that video, I say I've literally clamped it to the wall so don't break the glass. I managed to break the glass, honestly. 100 years old, and I had it for about 3 weeks and I broke it. Unbelievable. Anyway, so the relevance of me not having a Facebook page. My wife buys and sells on Facebook Marketplace a lot, so she gets lots of messages of people who you don't recognise the names. In most Facebook, you recognise the people, don't you? And I buy on Facebook Marketplace as well. And after about 3 months, I had never heard anything. I seen this message, and I said to my wife, who's this lady here? She said, I don't know. And it happened to be the great-granddaughter of Frederick Evan Davies. So the daughter, it's her grandmother. You understand? So yeah, okay, we're there. So she got in touch with me and said, can we buy it back off you? And I said, no, you can't. You can have it. And I explained that I'd broken the glass, and I did get it re-glassed, but not a very good job. So they, you know, probably if they wanted to do it, to get it done properly. So I sent it along to them, and yeah, everything was great, fantastic. We communicated with each other via Facebook Messenger and a few little voice recordings and stuff, etc, etc, etc. So Frederick Evan Davies, born in the 1890s, died in the 1960s. I did have his date of birth down somewhere, but then I realised it might not have been him, because she told me she had a sister and two brothers, so I wasn't sure of that. I think 1890s, 1960s, the family will probably know, will obviously know more than I do. He was in the Royal Inniskilling Fusiliers, serial number 42845. He's on the Chirbury Roll of Honour, which is a stone memorial within the church of the people from Chirbury who served in the war. I'm not sure if it's the ones who were killed in action as well, but and that's on the Imperial War Museum website. It says RIF, but it says Royal Irish Fusiliers, but he wasn't. He was in the Royal Inniskilling Fusiliers. I'm 100% certain on that one. Everyone makes mistakes, even the Imperial War Museum, maybe. Anyway, so with my communications with the family, it turns out, you know, that Frederick Evan Davies, he got married after the war and suffered from PTSD for the rest of his life, and probably physical injuries. I mean, these people would have. I mean, it's just nothing that any of us have ever experienced. And I think, again, I wanted to get this video done sort of now, this time of year. I think it's quite appropriate for World War I, and some of the information's a bit unclear. The young lady who's the great granddaughter said that her grandmother is sometimes gets a bit upset talking about it. Obviously, I don't want to stick my nose in the family's business, and if there's anything that I'm going to send the link to them, if there's anything they're not sure about, that I've said the wrong thing, or they don't like it, I'll take it down straight away. So you see the video go up, and it goes down, that'll be the reason why. So it was stolen, I believe, after his death. They used to live in a farmhouse, then they lived in a house, and somebody went in the house. They knew where the medals and the certificate, I think it was something else, they knew exactly where it was, where to go for, and they nicked it. What sort of scoundrel does something like that? There's not a hole deep enough in hell for someone like that, is there? I hope they got there just desserts with karma later on in life, don't we all? Yes, we do. So now I'm going to drop onto my iPad and just show you some of the information I've got. I can't edit. You know, I wish I could edit, it'd be a professional channel. No, I'd lose half my subscribers. Not that I've got that many anyway. Let's have a look. Just try and unlock this thing. Right, okay. So, Frederick Evan Davies. Davis, I think it's pronounced that in the world. There he is. After the war, young man. And that's him on his wedding day. And that is a letter. The letter that I've wrote down a copy, so I'll read it out to you. Now, the daughter of Frederick Evan Davies, so this young lady's grandmother, she sent me a voice message describing briefly her father's First World War experiences. I could read it out, but I think it's better left to this lady, very well spoken, more well spoken than me, and she'll describe it really well. So we'll just have a listen. We will.
My father was shot in the arm and in the leg, and he was left on the field. He was wounded first in the arm and shot in the leg on Friday, and he wasn't picked up until the Monday, and then he was taken to a prisoner of war camp. And this letter is from one of his pals from the war, who, because Dad couldn't walk around the quadrangle, he would carry him so that he wasn't beaten for not walking.
Yeah, couldn't have very sobering indeed. Imagine what that fellow went through. So the letter, I'll read it out here. There is some sort of I don't know what you call it, like grammatical differences. Some of it's in sort of an more older-fashioned way of speaking. So if I just hesitate a little bit, that's the reason why. So, dear Fred, you must excuse me for not writing before this, as I had some hard times since I was in hospital for 2 months and went near to going over the other side. I went under another operation with my head, so I am all right again. I am at home now and as good as ever. I have a good pension, 33 shillings a week, however long it will hold. How are you getting on? Have you anything fair from them? How is your hand? I do hope it is better. Well, Fred, I had a terrible time when I left you. We were 2 nights in that camp before we left. I was wishing to be back with you again. They were a terrible rough crowd. We came through France. The German sentries left the train and we had no one in charge of us. I need not tell you, half the chaps got out along the train looking for beer, along the line looking for beer, and then lost the train. When we came to Metz, it was everyone for himself. I think some of them are coming yet. How did you get home? Were ye long on that camp after us? I suppose you had plenty of parcels after that. We got 2 for each for the road, and as usual, some of them sold it to the Germans. Some of us got out of the town near the camp the second day before we left and had a great time. You must have had a good time after we left. I was very sorry I did not wait for you, but as you know, at that time everybody was anxious to get home. Still, we could not complain. We had a jolly good time all through. I suppose we should have had a few arguments nearly every day, but never mind, we got out of the lot. Do you remember when we were picking up fag ends and Andrew, every night coming into the ward and calling us the pig, you know, and Big Hall would be as bad as ever. The French on the other side, do you remember one night when they said, okay, Englishman? Do you remember the White Seal and poor old Reinhard? He was a good sort, but Jock was as cunning as a fox, and there was a good hand at drinking soup. And the little officer in the top corner, do you remember when he got the injection? He said he was going to just about burst. I can just see the old times again in Stuttgart. It was a hard place, dodging Coffer's Englishmen to the kitchen and getting hot water. I got captured one day and was kept inside. What about the louse house, drumming up? Well, Fred, I was very anxious to have a good chat with you again. I will let you know later on when I am coming your way. I will call to see you. I shall never forget you, but excuse me for not writing long ago, but I've had terrible trouble since I parted from you. I suppose you have great times out of all the money. Do not drink if you can. Keep steady. I did not taste a drop since I came home. How is your brothers? Were they safe at home? Also the old people, they were delighted to see you, I'm sure, and your sisters. I suppose you'll be soon getting married. I hope you will get this letter now, as I am uncertain about the address. I must say goodbye for a while. From your fond chum, Patrick Sullivan, Castle Jane Lodge, Glenmire, County Cork, Ireland. I will write very often now if you get this letter, and hope you will. Goodbye now, for the old time's sake. Hope you will get this. So yeah, it's quite sober, and I did try and look up his brothers, but the young lady, his great granddaughter, didn't think that the people that I mentioned, because they're on the Chirbury Roll of Honour, were related to him. So that's something else that, you know, it's again, maybe the family know more about it, but I don't want to step on you know. I wish I could have given them all the medals back. You know, I wish I could have, but I didn't have them. You know, again, they're the medals that you'd probably be looking at: the 14-15 Star War Medal and Victory Medal, and so if there's anybody out there on, I've never done a video on these yet, but whose are these? These are someone's, aren't they? Some family. So for all the collecting types out there, Frederick Evan Davies of the Royal Inniskillen Fusiliers, serial number 42845. Anybody comes across a medal or the medals, give still a helmet stand a drop in the comment box, drop a comment in, see what we can do. You never know. I found that, you know, in a million years, someone else could have bought it and just thought nothing of it, put it in their man cave, in their World War I display, and not looked it up. It was just a gut instinct, good feeling. So that's about it, really. I hope I've done it justice. So whatever you're doing tomorrow, whether you're going down to the local memorial, whether you're watching the Remembrance Day parade on the Cenotaph and the BBC, I think it's a nice time to reflect in our society. The vast majority of us don't ever have to don a uniform. The vast majority of us don't ever have to really sacrifice anything. The men and women of this country that have done, some paid the ultimate sacrifice over the years. It's a time to remember them. and think how fortunate we are that there are people in society who are willing to lay down their lives for us. So I'd like to raise a glass to them, to the servicemen and women of this great country, and to Frederick Evan Davies of the Royal Inniskillen Fusiliers. Cheers. So, God save the King. This is Stan, and I'll see you.